my third question is, what credit card would you get as complete beginner?
Okay.
I researched it, and then people usually say I should get a secured credit card.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what credit card should I get as a beginner? Now, I
Hmm.
used to make a lot of videos about credit cards because basically I used to finesse the heck out of credit cards, but it's a very risky game. Now, the question is, why do you want a credit card?
To establish credit, if I ever want to, get a mortgage or buy a good car, you know,
Okay.
I know that's the first thing they look at.
All right. So the first thing is, Chris, you're debt free. You don't want to use debt to buy a car. Why? Because that's a depreciation asset and it's a liability also, right? So you don't want to do that at all. As far as
Yeah,
a mortgage, you don't need credit to buy a house. How is that, Tommy? Because basically, when you go to a bank and you say, "Hey, I want to buy a house," what they want to see is basically your pay stubs, your income, and also your bill history payments, right? They can see that, for example, with your phone bill or your rent payments. They're fine with that. But the idea of like using credit cards to build credit is just an easier way to do it, right? So the bank can be like, okay, easier way to get like approved or whatever. When it comes to building credit, there's only one way I recommend you do it. It's called the one bill method. Meaning, for example, you can start with two credit cards. You can get Capital One secured card and also Discover secured card. You can qualify for it. Now, once you get those two credit cards, you have, for example, iTunes, or Apple Music or Spotify or Netflix or anything like that, or phone bill.
yeah,
Yeah, so just put one bill on each credit card, right? Set the credit cards to auto pay in full, the full amount every month. Grab the cards that you have at home and cut them. This way, you don't get into debt. And this way you build your payment history, which is the most important thing, and also utilization stays low. Meaning I don't borrow that much money, and the credit card, your credit score is gonna love that, right? This way, in 1 year, you have a really good credit score, but guess what? You have no debt.
got you. And you said cut the cards. What? So like I'm not tempted to use the credit
Yeah,
cards.
just cut the cards. Just cut the cards and use, for example, your debit card or cash. This way, everything's being done automatically. You get charged every month your bill, and every single month it gets paid in full. But you're not worried about, hey, oh my gosh, I have this to pay, and no, it's just taken care of by yourself automatically. That's what I do currently.
Got you. And why is it better to have two secured credit cards than one?
You can have one, but having two accounts shows that, hey, I can handle multiple accounts, multiple debts,
Oh, okay.
and they also like, for example, like the mix of credit. So for example, having like credit card debt and also having like student loan debt, having like a card debt. A credit score is just showing that basically you're good at managing debt, right? But in reality, that can also hurt you a ton. So just focus on those two credit cards. You pay them off in full every month automatically, and don't worry about anything else. You don't want to get into a car you can't afford. You're a pretty smart kid. You know how to buy a decent car for a good price, and it'll take care of you. That's all you need, though. You don't overthink it. When it comes to buying a house, maybe 3 years from now or 5 years from now, when you have an established income, maybe like 2 years from now, because you only really need like 2 years to pay stubs. But 2 years from now, when you basically have an established income, you can say like, hey, I want to buy a house. I've been paying my bills on time forever, and I also have this much money coming in, right? And they allow you to go ahead and buy a home if you can actually qualify based on your income and how much money you actually owe.
I got you. So auto pay in full. So what that means is your credit cards are going to be connected to your bank account, and then
Yes.
it auto pays in full before the
Yes.
month.
Yes. So you never get charged interest, and you always have a zero balance at the end of the month. This way, you're never being charged interest, and you're also building your credit score. By the way, the two most important things in the credit score is going to be utilization, how much money you owe. You always want to keep that low. They like it low. And also your payment history, paying on time. Now, if you have two bills of $7 and 15, can you pay that in full every month? The answer is yes, right? It's so small. But if you use your credit card every single day and before you know you have a massive bill, then you have a massive issue. That's not what I want for you. And interest is very expensive.
Got you. So so let's say I have those two secured credit cards that you recommended, and
Mm-hmm.
on one of them I have a phone bill and a car insurance bill, and then the other I have a gym subscription bill and then a Apple Music subscription bill, and then both of those get put on auto pay.
Just put
Um,
one bill on each, one bill on each,
there's
one bill on each.
there's one
Yeah,
bill on each.
the small bills on each, small bills on each. The idea is that I want to make sure that no matter what happens, you always have money to pay that off in full every single month. So you have, for example, your gym membership, maybe like $20, $30, something like that, or $10. That's fine,
Yeah,
taken care of. your Apple Music bill, that's fine, $10 a month, whatever it is. You will always figure out a way to find $20 or $30 even on the streets, right? That's what I don't want. I want to make sure you don't miss any payments because it's gonna hurt you a lot.
Got you. But let's say I am comfortable with paying my expenses every month. Would that be such a bad idea to have two bills on each, like cards?
It's all about your risk tolerance, man. Let me ask you a question, right? If right now you weren't on unemployment, how are you gonna pay this stuff, and you didn't have no job? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I
have
don't.
a good amount of savings, but yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming
Yeah,
from.
but your savings are for emergencies, right? You don't want to use that for a credit card. That's why you want to make sure basically savings is emergencies. Literally, I got into a car accident, my leg is broken. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Like, okay? But you gotta make sure basically just make it simple. Make everything simple. Having one bill on each is a guarantee that basically you always have enough to pay it. If you want to do two bills on each and you're comfortable with that, that's fine too. But I do the one bill method.
Would two bills, three bills, or four, like, would that speed up the process of
No.
getting a
You're
good,
not.
like, credit
You
score?
can't. No, man. Don't rush anything. You don't need to rush anything. Again, the most important thing is. By the way, I can go to a bank right now and say, hey, I have a 788 credit score. Can I buy a house? They're gonna be like, oh, awesome. Can I see your income? Oh, you don't make enough money. Sorry, you don't qualify. Right? The credit score is not going to be the most important factor when it comes to basically you buying a home and getting a mortgage, right? So don't rush it. It's step by step. Most likely, how much money were you making in the past at Home Depot
Um,
per year?
to I mean, to be honest, I was working the job like during the summer of college. You know, I was still in college
Yeah.
during the time.
Yeah, so
I
right
don't really
now,
know.
bro, you're probably not gonna qualify for a house. It's okay. You're 19 years old. You're not. It's insane. Just relax. Be patient. Your number one priority right now is okay. Build that credit automatically in the back, but also get a skill to increase your level of income. That's gonna be your priority right now. With that skill, if you're making $60,000 or 80K a year or $45,000 a year, that's gonna say, hey, I have a lot of money to have a lot more opportunities out there. Your income is gonna be the most important thing, the most important factor when it comes to wealth building.
Got you. And just a follow-up question on that is, like, what are some general, like, credit card devices, you know, you would give a beginner?
That's it. That's the advice. Put one bill on it and pay it off in full every month. The bad thing is that people get a credit card, right? And think, for example, that is easy. Like, okay, no interest for the first like 18 months or whatever. And before you know it, it's the end of the 18 months. You owe a massive bill on it and you have to pay a ton of interest. The way you avoid all that stuff, you still want to do the whole credit card thing, is you just get the one bill method. Put a small bill on it and forget about it. Because it's just like $14 being deducted from your bill, from your entire like checking account. So that way you never have to worry about it. That's the best thing to do.
So basically, you only get charged interest if you're late on a payment, right?
You only got charged interest if you go beyond the billing cycle.
Oh, okay.
Billing cycles are between like 25 to 30 days, I think. So if it goes beyond that, they start charging you interest. Now, interest can range anywhere from 15 to 30 to 35%. So imagine, for example, you buy something for $100. And by the end of the year, you owe $35 extra on it. And then more money and more money. And imagine, for example, you owe $10,000. And every time you make a payment on the minimum, nothing goes towards the capital and everything goes towards the interest. It's that expensive, right? So what I'm trying to do is avoid you from going into any massive debt. How do you do that? You just put one bill on it and you forget about it.
Got you. And because I just watched a video about the difference between unsecured and secured credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this one guy said if your limit in a credit card is 1,000, you don't want to spend more than 30%. So, you know, he basically
That's
said,
utilization.
That's utilization.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you about. So if again, right, 30%, that's not even 30%. That's not accurate at all. You want to keep it below 10%, right? That's what they like to see. So if you have $1,000 limit, right? Again, bro, I'm giving you the advice, okay? I don't want you to use this card to like, yeah, you know what I mean? So just keep it like a small bill. If your credit line is, I don't know, like $100, and you spend, for example, $7, what is that? 7%, right? It's not gonna hurt you, no way, no how. That's why I want a small bill on it. It'll help you a ton more. And you build, for example, your payment history, and everything's gonna be just fine. We put a lot of bills on it, and before you know it, you start using the credit card for other things. You're gonna be in trouble when you start getting into debt. The average person has around $6,000 in credit card debt, and we're all average at the end of the day. Okay, it can happen to you. It can happen to me. That's why I do it this way.
Yeah, no, I always thought credit card companies, like they would want the utilization to be good, but like also the payment to be good as well. So like, it's good that you utilize it a lot and then you pay it on time. Like, well, I'm over here thinking that's better.
Yeah, I mean, credit card companies want one thing, right? They want their money back, and they want to make basically interest on it, right? So the most important thing is, all right, if I'm going to lend you money, for example, hey, Chris, I'm going to give you $1,000. Can I see, for example, your history? Yeah, okay. I have a line of like $1,000 and I owe $1,000. What does that tell me? It tells me, hey, Chris is already borrowing all the money possible, so why the heck I'm going to give you more money? It's too risky, right? If I see also, oh my gosh, Chris, you missed a few payments, I'm definitely going to give you any money, all right? Because I want to make sure I'm going to get back my capital back. If that's going to say, no. But however, if I see that, hey, Chris, you've been paying your bills every single month for the past 12 months on time, consistently, that's what I want to see, right? And that's what the one bill method gets you.